Welcome back, guys, to the chest and racks only challenge. If you guys are new, we're playing through on hardcore without using anything that doesn't come from a chest or a rack. And with that said, if you have a keen eye, you might notice that my life is a little bit lower. The reason for this is because it was pointed out to me that we did the golden bird and the tome in Act 3, and neither of these items came from chests or racks. In episode 1, I mentioned that we would be using quest items when necessary, but I thought about it, these aren't necessary. So I went ahead, undid those quests, removed the life, and now we're in the proper position, and we won't be doing those quests in Nightmare or Hell. So, gotta keep the challenge as real as possible, baby. Alright, let's get started with Act 5. Okay, here is the Overseer, and we're definitely going to be picking this up because, as I explained in the first episode, we are allowed to use a Larzak as long as the base comes from a chest or a rack. Same thing with Charcy, which we haven't used that in Imbue yet. We probably won't for a while. But at least for right now, we have those quests in our back pocket. And if I can find a rack that has a sword on it that we can make a spirit out of, it's probably where I'm going to use it. These frozen creatures are no match for my fire. And we got Anya. Now, it's definitely going to be nice to have the extra resistances. But, as I do this, I'm starting to realize this is also not a rack or a chest. So in the name of the challenge, we're not going to use it. It's going to be part of why this challenge is going to be a little bit more complicated than just finding items, right? Like the rewards that we get, if they come from an item, shouldn't be used. So maybe the book of skill should also not be used. Something to think about. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? Should that be part of the challenge? Or are these kinds of things okay? Should we get rid of anything that is a quest reward that is an item? So Den of Evil would be fine. Isuel would be fine. But Act 2, because that gives you a book of skill, we can't use it. Same with Anya. Same with the Golden Bird. Same with the Lamb Eason's Tome. Personally, I think I'm going to remove the skill point after this episode. And I'm not too worried that we're still kind of hashing these out because it's normal. But Nightmare and Hell, and obviously these things add up through the difficulties, it'll be a lot more of a challenging thing. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think.
Good afternoon.
For now, we're going to leave that scroll on the ground, and this is the item we got from Anya. Garbage anyways, but we're not using that anyway. Hey, an Ort rune. Nice. I'm not sure what else here came from that chest. I know that the Bone Helm and I think the Broadaxe were there before, so I'm just going to take the Ort rune. Very nice. It's part of the spirit. Okay, guys. Ariat Summit has been located. Let's get a bunch of potions. I'm not going to go too crazy because I don't really know that this is going to be hard. Like, we're pretty strong. So, yeah, let's do this. And then we're also going to get the Mercenary back because he was a good distraction, and I think that'll come in handy, despite the fact that he is very bare bones. I think we'll be alright. Let's give it a shot. I think we're probably better off focusing on one. Let's do this one. Right. Good luck. No immunities. Oh my god, our damage is insane. Decent fire res on these guys, but that's just fine. Niraj actually isn't even going down. God, this assassin is just so broken for normal. Wow. Okay, I'm not going to use this skill point because of what I said about the Act 2 reward. So until I know from you guys what you'd rather see, extra challenging or these quest items are okay, I'm going to leave this. So we'll have an extra skill point until the end of this episode. And then if we do determine that we're going to get rid of it, then when we start Nightmare, we'll no longer have that. Alright, let's find Baal. Alright. Throne room. Honestly, I don't think this is going to be a problem at all. I mean, Baal can be tanky sometimes, but really not too worried. Niraj has been a very faithful and persevering servant. So I think we're going to be okay. The fire damage is just insane, and we're only level 29, which is crazy. But I love it. One thing I also really like about the assassin is having the fire blast be targeted. I remember when we were playing the paladin, it was really, really frustrating to use hammers because you can't really aim them, you know? As I almost go down there because I'm distracted by myself. It's always when I'm talking about how great we're doing that I eventually start messing up. Alright, we're gonna need Niraj for this first little guy. He's gonna be fire immune. But he does a pretty good job. The Decrepify, maybe if I stand up here, he'll Decrepify me instead of Niraj. Don't die. There we go. Little trick for you guys that didn't know. Shout out to my chat on stream that told me this. But if you stand next to Baal, he'll cast the curses on you instead of your minions. Super, super useful. Especially if you're doing like a summon build. Oh yeah, absolutely shredding. You'll love to see it. Wow. Okay, we'll go back to... okay, we'll revive him. I was going to try to save him from the Hydras there. Always a terrible, terrible fate for a mercenary, but... died too quickly. And you can't blame him. Again, he's got no gear. When we start farming Nightmare, I'm going to remember that we need to find our mercenary some gear so that he can actually be useful. A little bit stronger. Again, we lost him. Okay, we'll try to do it without him now. He's actually a little bit expensive. I don't really want to waste all our money on him. I suppose around now is when we want to be investing some points into Mind Blast as well. God, Decrepify sucks. Yeah, we get to use this point. Yikes. The Decrepify, it's so annoying. Screw you, Lister. God, he's tanky. Alright. Not too bad, not too bad. In time for Baal, we just need some potions.
Salutations.
Not horrible. I would say definitely better than the Paladin was feeling at this point. Yeah, definitely better. Okay, let's see how tanky he is though, because we can't lay traps from here. Okay, definitely good. Like I said before, the Wake of Fire is really strong, but only 5 charges is so annoying. I'm kind of just ignoring the clone right now. Yikes. I don't want to die here. The clone's not really doing too much to us. Okay, never mind. Now it is. Whew.
Not here.
Hopefully that'll get rid of it.
Good afternoon.
We've already used almost 50k of our gold, which is... It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like a quarter of the gold we got from an hour of farming, so... Alright, I think we got this in the bag. Luckily he didn't teleport around too much. Nice. Small charm could have been decent, but I'm not too worried about that. Thank goodness. Once we get into Nightmare in Hell, I'm sure there's going to be many occasions when a monster or a boss drops something that we're really, really wanting. And it's going to hurt to leave it on the ground. But so far, so good. And that's that, guys. Awesome. So normal is complete. And again, so, you know, I don't really feel too bad about revising some of the rules because normal is the easy part. But I'd really like to lock it down before Nightmare in Hell when it starts to get tough. And the more I think about it, the more I like the idea that if the quest doesn't necessarily give you an item, it's fine to use the reward. But as soon as the item from a quest or for a quest comes from something that's not a chest or a rack, I don't think we should be using it. So quickly just go through this with me. Maybe we don't use the imbue because the malice didn't come from a chest or a rack. Cain is fine. Mercenaries are fine. The Den is fine. Radamant's Lair, probably not fine, right? I mean, we need the Book of Skill. The Tome, the Bird, not fine. Same reason why we didn't take the item that we got from the Gid bin. Izuo, fine. Mephisto Soulstone, not from a chest, so we didn't do that. And then here, we are not going to do the rescue because the items, the runes, do not come from a chest or a rack. Anya, we left the scroll because it does not come from a chest or a rack. And of course, the item that she gives you as a reward. So I think that that's pretty fair. I think that that's what the challenge was, and that's what the challenge should be. So if you guys are in agreement, leave a comment. I'm going to take away this skill point the same way that I took away the life, vitality, and I actually took away the stamina too, just so you know. I took away the 5 stat points, stamina, life, gone, and we'll be in a good spot for Nightmare. Yeah, I think that that's fair. And I apologize for the oversight in normal, but like I said, not too much of an impact. The assassin can easily do normal naked. Yeah. Okay, very cool, guys. If you're still watching, thank you so much for being here. Catch you in the next one when we start Nightmare. Shout out to the Double D lover members that you see on the screen, and of course a special shout out to Little Hoodison and Anna Varen for being Double D fanatics. If you guys want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much.